and you're done.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
News from the street, 919fm.com. Here's what's happening.
Good afternoon. I am Vanessa Thomas with the 4 o'clock news on the street 919 FM and online Facebook and YouTube, sponsored by TN Tech, the power to make it work. In the headlines, Valencia farmer shot near his home. 15-year-old Tobago boy chopped by a group of men. Sport Ministry to give $2.7 million to the TNT Olympic Committee, and internationally questions being asked if the U.S. government gave away too much money now that the U.S. economy is nearly back to normal. And now the news in detail. A 45-year-old man from Valencia was shot last night. The victim, who is a farmer, told police that he was near his home along Tanos Drive when at about 7 p.m. he observed a dark-colored Mitsubishi Lancer driving along the roadway. The vehicle stopped about 10 feet away, and a man exited the car with a firearm and shot the victim without warning before returning to the vehicle. The victim received gunshot wounds to his right arm and chest. He raised an alarm and was taken to the Sangre Grande Hospital. 6 spent 9mm shells were recovered at the location. Tobago police are investigating a report in which a 15-year-old boy was attacked and chopped by a group of men. The victim did not receive any life-threatening injuries. The teenage student of Hopeton Road, Bethel, told police that at about 7:30 p.m. on Sunday, he was walking home when he was approached by 3 men, all of whom he recognized. One of the men was armed with a cutlass. Without warning, the armed man approached the teenager and began to chop him. The teenager heard one of the other suspects encourage the attacker to continue to chop him. However, the attacker stopped and the group fled the scene. The victim, who suffered extensive injuries to his head and knee, raised an alarm and was taken to the Scarborough General Hospital, where he was medically examined by a doctor. In more news, Sport Minister Shamfa Cudjoe has said the ministry will hand over a $2.7 million check to the Trinidad and Tobago Olympic Committee today ahead of the 2021 Olympic Games. Cudjoe said applications from 8 athletes have been processed thus far and 3 are being reviewed. She added that 2 athletes had applied for regular grant funding, with all grants thus far totaling to $982,000. Cudjoe urged athletes to submit applications on time. The Olympic Games are set to run from July 23rd to August 8th in Tokyo, Japan. Internationally, the U.S. federal government has pumped about $4 trillion into the U.S. economy since the pandemic began in March 2020, sending cash directly to households, boosting unemployment benefits, and creating several new grants and loan programs for businesses. But now that the U.S. economy is nearly back to normal, some are asking whether the government gave away too much money, and with millions still in need, whether it reached those who needed it most. According to reports, nearly 37% fewer small businesses are open compared to January 2020. The unemployment rate for low-income workers is still well below pre-pandemic levels, and an estimated 7 million Americans are behind on their rent. Another $2 trillion of the nearly $6 trillion included by Congress in several COVID relief packages is yet to be disbursed, according to the Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget, a non-profit that's tracking the spending. The latest piece of legislation, which passed in March, authorized $1.9 trillion in spending on benefits for states, businesses, and individuals, including advance payments of an expanded child tax credit, which will send families with children thousands more dollars starting from July 15th. And that was the 4 p.m. news on the street, 919 FM, and online Facebook and YouTube. Sponsored by TN Tech, the power to make it work. Recapping the headlines, Valencia farmer shot near his home. 15-year-old Tobago boy chopped by a group of men. Sport Ministry to give $2.7 million to the TNT Olympic Committee, and internationally questions being asked if the U.S. government gave away too much money now that the U.S. economy is nearly back to normal. Stay tuned to The Street 919 FM. Aisha Wells, she's up next. I am Vanessa Thomas to enjoy your afternoon.
News from the street. News from the street. 919fm.com. News from the street. 919fm.com. Here's what's happening.
Good up.
Can I say something? No, really. Can I say something? Something bothering me. Something on my mind. I have the information. I want to go on the line. I want to put up the artists who all the money done. Now they're waiting for them to open the airport and start to run. If you want to know, share the light. Share the light. Everybody just share the light. Uptown pussy, I say share the light. Downtown people, I say share the light. Share the light. Share the light. Everybody just share the light. Listen up. I want to strike a nerve. I have the right thing at hand. He took a lot of toko. Then tell me carnival plan. He having a private party somewhere in the nation. If all the real you me, so what's up the location? If you wanna know, share the light. Share the light. Everybody just share the light. Uptown pussy, I say share the light. Downtown people, I say share the light. Share the light. Share the light. Everybody just share the light. Listen up. Something bothering me. Something on my mind. I have the information. I want to go on the line. I want to put up the artists who all the money done. Now they're waiting for them to open the airport and start to run. If you want to know, share the light. Share the light. Everybody just share the light. Uptown pussy, I say share the light. Downtown people, I say share the light. Share the light. Share the light. Everybody just share the light. Listen up. Share it. Share it. Share it. Share it. Share it. Uptown pussy, I say share the light. Downtown people, I say share the light. Share the light. Share